Here are 12 quotes from the Greek philosopher Plato and what I understand about them. 1. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. My thoughts on this are that, firstly, it takes nothing, it costs nothing to be kind to other people. Way too many times we are so mean and harsh towards other people for seemingly no reason, and that isn't fair. What is even more important is the fact that everyone is fighting an individual battle of their own. They don't need you to come and add stress to their lives. Be kind. 2. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. This one bothers me because I can never understand why people feel the need to discourage other people. Don't we all just want to be comfortable and happy? By discouraging someone else, does that make you more comfortable or more happy? If you see someone trying to accomplish something, push them to accomplish that thing. There will come a time when you will need someone to do the same for you. 3. The beginning is the most important part of the work. I think this is why they say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Because it isn't how good or how bad you do something. It's whether or not you even begin to do it in the first place. 4. The measure of a man is what he does with power. And my understanding of this is that power changes a man, and it does. And this is for both men and women. They say a woman's loyalty is tested when her man has nothing, and a man's loyalty is tested when he has everything. In either scenario, one party has all of the power. What they do with that power is based on their character. 5. Ignorance, the root and stem of all evil. I genuinely believe this because they say that money is the root of all evil, when in fact, it is clearly stated that the love of money is the root of all evil. I think that the love of money can only come from ignorance, because ignorance in itself is a lack of knowledge or information. And there are many people who feel like because they have a little money, that they can do or say what they like. And if that isn't an ignorant mindset, I don't know what is. 6. All the gold which is under or upon the earth is not enough to give in exchange for virtue. This resonates with me personally because I used to work for a company, a big organization, and I was doing really good there, had a very promising career ahead of me and everything. But I slowly began realizing that the company's morals and virtues and values weren't in alignment with that of my own. And for months I was on the fence about what to do. Because on one hand, the company compensated handsomely for the work being done. But on the other hand, it always had me wondering, is it worth it? And then someone told me, if you had to choose between ethics or virtues or values versus a job, choose your ethics, your virtues, and your values, because you can get a next job. 7. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. My personal experience on this is that while I still worked a 9 to 5, I had to be a good worker, a good subordinate, take instructions well, because if I didn't, I'd probably be fired from the job that would give me valuable life lessons and get me to where I am today. Leaders are not born, they are made. 8. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. I think what Plato is trying to say is that if you walk in faith towards that thing that you want, that you'd be better prepared for the battle that is ahead. There are many people that go into battle not having faith in themselves or confidence in themselves, and thus the slightest stumbling block causes that person to give up rather easily. 9. Man, a being in search of meaning. They say that the definition of philosophy in its most basic form is the love of wisdom. And I like this because what it says to me is that we as humans are always searching for new things to give our lives meaning. Doesn't that then technically mean that we are all philosophers? 10. Knowledge becomes evil if the aim be not virtuous. I think the saying knowledge is power is a very real thing. There's a book by the name The 48 Laws of Power, and there are principles in that book that if you use any of those principles in the wrong way, you can manipulate people. 11. Courage is a kind of salvation. My understanding of this comes from Earl Nightingale, where he said that the opposite of courage in our society isn't cowardice, it is conformity. If you are courageous, you would not conform to what society says, and thus you'd find your salvation in that regard. 12. Philosophy begins in wonder. I remember reading that Socrates said, "Wonder is the beginning of wisdom." There are so many questions I ask on a daily basis, and due to the invention of the internet, I have all of this wisdom at my fingertips. Don't ever be afraid to ask a question. You might be surprised about the answers that you get.